Saturday morning here at Power Talk Radio, 1460 AM, 101.1 FM, and Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us right now. Luis, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, my friend. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. It's a great weekend. Looking forward to, well, there's a couple big events going on the Central Coast this weekend. In Monterey, down at the Custom House Plaza, they have the annual Monterey Wine Festival. And, of course, in Salinas, big week is culminating with the California Rodeo today and tomorrow at the Rodeo grounds on North Main Street. You guys are going out today, right?
We are. Yeah, we're going to be out there with some friends and checking it out and hopefully see. They don't call them rodeo clowns anymore. It's politically incorrect. So they now call them the rodeo professional entertainers. So we want to see those guys.
Can't use the word clown anymore, huh?
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh, now, do you have VIP tickets to be in the VIP tent?
No, our friends have a box, so they're giving us tickets to that. So yeah, we're going to slum it with the common folk.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you, when it comes to these great events, I have found that, and I think it's a lot of the same volunteers that do Rodeo, also do the California International Air Show, a lot of the same management structure, but of all the events that are held in Monterey County on an annual basis, and I've been to many of them, and having been in the media for so many years, we would occasionally get the VIP tickets to go into the really nice tent with the really nice food. The very best spread, the very best foods have always been the Rodeo and the Air Show. Hands down. It beats the pants off of anything they do on the Monterey Peninsula.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I've been to both and, have gotten an opportunity to be in those tents, and they're just like amazing.
Yeah, it's really, boy, if you like to eat, that's the place to be. Anyway.
For sure.
Hey, topic for today is a little-known Microsoft program that could expose our DoD Defense Department to Chinese hackers. This is an article out of ProPublica today. Luis, what's going on here, and why should we be concerned?
Yeah, so this is something that I read last week and just was blown away. So essentially, ProPublica is an online publication. It used to be a paper publication, and they do these in-depth stories. And they did this story about Microsoft that is being used by the Department of Defense to outsource some of their computer maintenance on the DoD's systems. And Microsoft has stationed these engineers, these outsourced engineers from China. And it's these Chinese engineers and technicians who are actually maintaining the Department of Defense's systems. Now, to be clear, these are not classified systems. These are systems that are unclassified, but still they contain a lot of really important information, things called controlled unclassified information, or CUI. And these are, think of blueprints for buildings or technical writings or technical documentation on how to do certain things on a military aircraft or a military vehicle. So the fact that Chinese engineers can have access to this is crazy. Now, Microsoft says that what they do is that they have these people called digital escorts. These are United States citizens with the security clearances that have to vet the information or programs or whatever that the Chinese technical team produces before they're loaded onto these computer systems. But what ProPublica has discovered is that the majority of these digital escorts are not technical. They're only there because they're American citizens and they have security clearance. So they're theoretically able to provide oversight on these Chinese technicians. But the reality is they don't know what the heck they're doing. They have no idea what the information that they're getting and passing along. So it's very, very disturbing that the Department of Defense has allowed this to happen.
So what's the solution?
Well, there's a number of quotes in this article, which we will be posting, by the way, on LinkedIn as well as on our website if you want to dig into it. But there's a number of quotes from former officials that basically have said, I didn't even know this was happening, including senior executives within, the Department of Defense. And so now they're launching an investigation, and I'm sure that they're going to try to figure out what this was all about and how it even happened and to what extent there's been any sort of damage. But this kind of calls up the larger issue of a lot of organizations, government agencies as well as private businesses, use outsourcing to lower the cost of doing business, if you will. And most of those outsourced locations are overseas, in the Philippines and India and China. And you have really no control over the folks doing the work other than the vetting that the organization you contracted with has assured you that they've done. But in this case, you can see that Microsoft has done a great disservice to the Department of Defense, at least at first blush.
Another more congressional investigations are going to be underway, I guess.
Yeah, I suspect that this is a wake-up call for a lot of people, especially within the Department of Defense and the CIA, which is responsible for for domestic intelligence gathering.
And it also points to the fact that we're basically in a Cold War with China, but so much of a Cold War is now fought in cyberspace.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and China is considered our number one cyber nemesis, if you will, and very active, not just in supporting traditional hackers to disrupt our government agencies as well as our private companies, but to make money as well as nation-state activities where they are probing to figure out, hey, should there be any sort of significant escalation of hostilities between the United States and China, that they could implement a plan to basically cripple our technology and our systems. And they've been testing that actively over the last few years, so they're considered our number one adversary when it comes to cyberspace.
They sure are. That's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today on Power Talk Radio. Online, it's alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is their X handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-TEAM. That's 866-784-8326.
And looking ahead to Monday, what are we talking about?
Well, if you've been using a search engine to look for stuff on the web, you may find yourself pretty soon using a chat bot of some sort, an AI engine. So tune in to learn more.
That starts at 8:30 Monday morning right here on Power Talk Radio. Luis, thanks for the time. Hope you and Ronnie have a great time at the rodeo today.
Thank you, my friend. Take care.